Hello and welcome to today's video titled The Astrology of Nothingness, which is part of the series Astrological Lexicon. Just a quick warning, this video addresses uneasy subjects. It is therefore age restricted. Another quick disclaimer, these insights are the result of years of original research, which I will be sharing here step by step. You're welcome to incorporate them into your own practice of astrology. However, for both your sake and mine, I kindly ask that you credit this channel if anyone inquires about the origins of this work. Doing so helps you avoid any sense of imposter syndrome while supporting us in making a honest living from a life calling. And if you'd like to see this research continue, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps keep the research flowing. Thank you and God bless. So today we're going to talk about one of the most important components in astrology related to the lunar orbit. At its core, the lunar orbit is an ellipse with two focal points, the Earth and an empty point in space known as the Earth empty focus. The mean apogee is the point on this orbit that is the farthest from Earth. Please note that, due to gravitational influences from bodies like the Sun, the Moon's ecliptical orbit wobbles, causing the true apogee to oscillate constantly around the mean lunar apogee. And returning to the mean lunar apogee, it is important to note that, by definition, it forms a perfect alignment with the Earth's empty focus and the Earth's center. This alignment implies that the symbol representing the mean lunar apogee in an astrological chart actually signifies two overlapping projections, one for the mean lunar apogee and the other for the Earth's empty focus. By the way, the mean lunar apogee is also known in astrology as the mean black moon or the mean Lilith. The delineation of this point is well known in astrology, and as you can see, it represents quite a challenging influence. However, this overlapping projection raises an intriguing question. Is the source of this influence the mean lunar apogee per se, or the Earth's empty focus, or maybe both? Here I will demonstrate that the Earth's empty focus is more likely the source of the observed delineation. First, if the Moon's proximity to Earth were the origin of the delineation, then we will see an opposite influence for the mean lunar perigee, which we don't. Most observed delineation are about reacting to the mean lunar apogee or Earth empty focus rather than feeling nurtured, fulfilled, and so forth and so on. Second, if the Moon's proximity to Earth were the origin of the delineation, we would expect to observe a similar delineation for the true lunar apogee. However, we don't. This point, in essence, is more associated with thrills, mood swings, savagery, and instincts. Third, the observed delineation aligns much more closely with the characteristics that can be derived from the structure of the Earth empty focus, as we will explore in detail later. These three pieces of evidence combined suggest that the true source of the observed delineation is the Earth's empty focus, or EEF, which appears to function as Earth's invisible counterpart. Let's now investigate the correspondence between the EEF structure and the observed delineation. First, the EEF represents empty space, which can be translated into an absence, invisibility, or nothingness. Second, the EEF exists as a concept, but not as a physical entity. It is a paradox, a no thing. It could have materialized, but did not. Third, it does not exist by itself. It is defined by the Earth and the Moon's orbits. Hence the notion of needing others to exist, not being self-sustainable. Fourth, The EEF is Earth's invisible, unmaterialized twin, hence the notion of negativity being denied existence. Fifth, the EEF's movement is never retrograde, meaning its apparent trajectory does not backtrack, reflecting the inexorability of time. Finally, the EF defined by the Moon's orbit was likely created when Earth's debris ejected into space due to a collision, separated and aggregated to form the Moon, hence the notion of past separation and lost unity. In conclusion, we can see clearly that there is a correspondence between the inferred delineation from the EF structure and its observed delineation in astrology, reinforcing the idea that the EF is indeed the origin of the observed delineation rather than the mean lunar apogee. Thus, the EF is of crucial importance, being a strong and challenging astrological component. You will see time and time again throughout the case studies on my channel how the EF can create disturbances when one relocates to a location in resonance with it. For now, I will simply say that the software Canopus integrates the EF in all relocation studies, as you definitely want to avoid it, or at least be aware of its presence. In astrology, the EF placement is widely associated with karma, a connection I have validated multiple times during my readings. However, we cannot refine its karmic delineation by considering its structure as Earth's invisible counterpart. This structure strongly suggests that the EF serves as the karmic repository specifically tied to earthly existence. Personally, I have the EF on my anti-vertex aspecting my Moon, Mercury, and Sun, which I believe grants me the ability to tap into its reservoir. When this energy was activated, I became a past life therapist. Interestingly, I am now creating these slides as the EF transits my third life sector associated with communication. If the EF is indeed Earth's karmic repository, it stands to reason that immaterial beings might visit this point just before or after their earthly existence, a place where the soon-to-be-born recollect their karmic story tied to Earth, and the recently departed leave behind what couldn't be processed during their lifetime. If the EF is indeed a transit point for souls yet to be born or just departed, and if common descriptions of dwelling with the dead and unborn are accurate, such as Homer's depiction of Ulysses conversing with Elpenor, then we can hypothesize that prolonged exposure to the EF's influence is very risky and demanding. Indeed, astrologers repeatedly observe that the EF is associated with unconscious energy drain, unexplained chronic fatigue, a feeling of being dragged into nothingness, idleness, infertility, and a subconscious need to procreate. For instance, here is a chart of a young lady in which the EF resonates with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, and the chart's angles. And consistently, she has suffered for years from all the expected symptoms. As for myself, it has been a lifelong experience learning to live in high resonance with the EF, and this journey is still ongoing. I will share more progressively on this channel, so stay tuned. So a lifelong resonance with the EF and years of astrological research, soul passing, and past life healings have brought me to this conclusion. The observed delineation described in astrology as the mean lunar apogee is in fact caused by Earth's empty focus, which acts both as Earth karmic repository and a transit point for souls entering or departing Earth. I therefore suggest renaming this astrological point Sheol, the abode of the dead in the Hebraic tradition, whose description fits all the delineations discussed above. Is Sheol related to Lilith? It remains to be investigated. It is definitely equivalent to the purgatory or limbo or judgment, and I can see entities from the lower astral preying on souls in Sheol. But I don't feel at all that there's a direct adequation between Sheol, as defined by the EF, and Lilith. Note as well that it is possible that Sheol is wrongly assimilated to Lilith, as it represents a negative, infertile counterpart of the earth, which is commonly accepted to be of feminine nature. I also believe that Sheol, as defined by the EF, to be Earth's main karmic repository, as I cannot identify any other celestial component with a structure suggesting such a function. That being said, it is very clear to me that other celestial components convey forces that are highly aware of our earthly karma. More on this in future videos. Finally, I have no clear idea of the true size of Sheol, as it is an empty point in space. If its diameter were the size of Earth, then Sheol will cover more than 60 degrees of arc in the sky, but there is no evidence to support this. Closer monitoring of Sheol's transits is needed. We are reaching the end of this video. I've added some book, movie, and music references related to Sheol in the video description, along with links to my Calendly page for booking a consultation. I hope sharing my research with you brings value. Feel free to use it, cite it, and support the channel. God bless. Thank you for your time and attention. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you would like to learn about relocation astrology in the comment section below, and I will include all links to my services in the description. Until next time, bye-bye.